Get your hands up. One move and this gets ugly. The words came sharp and fast as a gun was raised inches from Marcus Cole's face, right there on the front steps of the house he'd owned for exactly 3 days. Imagine unlocking the door to your dream home, only to be told you don't belong in it, by a man pointing a weapon at your head. Before we go any further, quick question. Where are you watching from right now, and what time is it there? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. And if you've ever felt judged for simply existing somewhere you earned your place, tap like and subscribe. This story is for you. Oakridge Summit wasn't just a neighborhood, it was a fortress. Stone walls wrapped the perimeter like a warning. Security booths checked every license plate. Streets curved deliberately to discourage outsiders. Every lawn looked identical, manicured to the inch, as if individuality itself had been banned. And presiding over it all was Evelyn Cross. She was the neighborhood council chair, a title that sounded harmless until you lived there. Evelyn didn't just enforce rules, she engineered outcomes. Residents whispered her name, not casually, but cautiously. She decided whose renovations stalled, whose complaints vanished, whose homes were suddenly in violation. People didn't challenge Evelyn Cross. They disappeared quietly instead. What no one inside Oakridge Summit realized was that beyond those stone walls, her name had already surfaced in sealed reports, discriminatory zoning complaints, illegal fines, strategic harassment used to force residents out and acquire properties below market value. Authorities needed proof, not rumors, not whispers. They needed her to expose herself. That was when Marcus Cole moved in. The moving trucks arrived midweek, clean, unmarked, expensive. Marcus didn't throw a housewarming party, didn't introduce himself, didn't ask for approval. He simply lived there. From her office overlooking the main drive, Marcus watched him through high-resolution security feeds. A black man, calm, confident, too confident. He walked his property like he'd always belonged. That was the problem. Within hours, Evelyn dispatched the Community Compliance Unit, 3 men in pressed uniforms meant to intimidate without touching. She followed shortly after, heels clicking with authority as she stepped onto Marcus's driveway. "This purchase violates community standards. You'll need to vacate." Marcus listened patiently, hands at his sides. Then evenly he responded. "The sale was approved by the county and recorded legally. HOA authority doesn't supersede property law." Evelyn's smile froze. "People like you always think paperwork protects them," she said quietly. She turned away, already dialing. Police Captain Robert Langley answered before the second ring. He owed Evelyn favors, campaign donations, private school recommendations, access. She didn't explain much. "There's a suspicious individual in Oakridge Summit. I want him removed today." Langley pulled the file. Clean record, no flags, no warrants, which made it easy. He radioed Officer Dean Mercer, known for compliance, aggression, and not asking questions. "Handle a trespassing call. Make it stick." The next morning, Marcus stepped outside with a mug of coffee. The patrol car rolled up fast. "What are you doing here?" Officer Mercer snapped. "I live here," Marcus replied calmly. "Not a chance," Mercer laughed. Marcus didn't reach for ID, didn't argue. He stood still. That's when Mercer drew his gun. "Hands up, don't move." Curtains shifted, phones rose. Somewhere behind tinted glass, Evelyn watched, satisfied. She believed the problem was seconds away from being erased. She didn't know this was exactly what Marcus had been waiting for. As the gun hovered inches from Marcus's face, Marcus spoke quietly, controlled, steady. "Officer," he said, "you need to lower your weapon." Mercer sneered. "You don't give orders here." The moment stretched, thick, dangerous, irreversible. And then, the sound of engines thundered through the gates. Black vehicles, no markings, moving fast. Mercer turned just as doors flew open, and everything changed.
The black SUVs cut through the gates like shadows on the morning sun. Doors slammed open, and figures in tactical gear flowed out, calm, precise, and heavily armed. Marcus didn't flinch. He stood on his porch, watching, eyes steady. "Drop the weapon," a voice commanded from one of the lead agents. Officer Mercer froze. For the first time, the weight of reality hit him. He was surrounded, guns leveled at him from every angle. There was no backup, no escape, no authority stronger than this. His hand shook as he slowly lowered his pistol. The click of it hitting the concrete sounded deafening in the quiet street. One agent moved between Mercer and Marcus. His tone was firm, professional. "You are being detained," he said. "Stand down and remain silent." Marcus nodded once, acknowledging the agent, not with fear, but with respect. "No one is hurt," he said softly. Mercer's eyes darted from Marcus to the agents, disbelief etched deep into his face. "Wait, what is this? Who authorized? Who are you?" Marcus stepped down from the porch, calm, deliberate. "I'm an undercover federal agent," he said evenly. "This is my assignment. The Oakridge Summit files, your community council chair, Evelyn Cross, this is why you were sent here." Mercer paled. The ground seemed to shift beneath him as he realized the full scope. He had been sent to intimidate a man who had more authority and power in the law than he could ever imagine. Meanwhile, Evelyn Cross stormed outside, heels striking the stone like war drums. Fury painted every line of her face. "What is this? Who authorized these vehicles? This is private property." Her voice carried across the street, but no one looked at her, no one answered. An agent stepped directly in front of her, calm, immovable. "Evelyn Cross, you are under arrest." For a moment, the words didn't register. Then came disbelief, sharp and loud. "Arrested? Do you know who I am? This is a mistake." The handcuffs snapped around her wrists, her face drained of color as she struggled. The agents guided her toward one of the SUVs, ignoring her protests. Her reign, the power she had wielded for years, evaporated in real time. Across the street, neighbors slowly emerged from behind curtains. Phones recorded. Murmurs spread. The illusion of control Evelyn had maintained for decades collapsed within minutes. Inside the black SUVs, Marcus finally exhaled. The tension of hours, days, months of planning had been a burden he carried silently. Now it was done. Justice wasn't poetic, it was precise, undeniable, immediate. Investigations moved faster than anyone could anticipate. Every illegal fine, every racially motivated harassment, every misappropriated HOA fund surfaced in hours. Body cam footage, bank records, communications with law enforcement, they all confirmed what Marcus already knew. Evelyn had built a private empire inside Oakridge Summit, and it was all illegal. Officer Mercer was suspended immediately. Department audits revealed his complicity in multiple intimidation schemes. Captain Langley was removed from duty facing federal investigation. Evelyn Cross's assets were frozen. The HOA she ruled for decades was dissolved. The gates of Oakridge Summit, once symbols of fear and exclusion, opened. For the first time in years, the streets were public again. People who had been silenced emerged, reclaiming spaces once taken from them. Marcus returned to his porch later that day. Sunlight fell softly across the perfectly manicured lawns now free from tyranny. Cameras were gone, security guards were gone, fear was gone. He looked at the street he had stepped into only a week earlier, one man against a system of intimidation, and smiled slightly. The truth, backed by authority, had won. And somewhere in that victory was a lesson for everyone watching. Wealth, influence, or status should never decide who feels safe in their own home. If you believe justice matters, if you believe that courage and truth can topple power, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what part of this story shocked you the most. And remember, real power is never in intimidation, it's in standing firm for what's right. Marcus stepped inside, closing the door gently behind him. Outside, Oakridge Summit had changed forever, and for once it belonged to the people who lived there, not the person who thought they owned everyone.